Welcome to Julie's Wreath Boutique. So let's make a beautiful flower wreath with a little bit of a twist. Literally, you'll find that out here soon. But this wreath could do for Mardi Gras. It could be just a peacock wreath. But I kind of feel like this is the galaxy flower. You know why? Because of the center. My friend Kim at Nothing But Bows made this center for me. And I'm going to share with you how to use the center in a beautiful flower wreath. So let's get started. So this was an Amazon live that I did, and we're going to use 3 different kinds of mesh. We're going to use a hunter green, a sunflower yellow, and a deep purple mesh. Now you can get these all at the different stores that I purchased from, like the Wreath Shop, Mel's Crafty Mojo, Trendy Tree. I will leave links for them in the description box. Now this is my wood burner, and this is what I use to cut my mesh. And it's really important. You need a glass cutting board, and I use my rotary mat. And guys, all of this is in my Amazon storefront. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut these at 10 inches each. And the wood burner is just going to minimize the fraying. It's really going to make it a lot easier for you when you want to make a flower wreath versus using scissors. So we need a perfect square here, and that 10 by 10 makes it. So here we're going to take 2 pieces of mesh, and we're literally going to fuse them together. So I'm going to separate the 2 pieces of mesh here to show you, but we're going to take these mesh pieces, and instead of cutting them individually and trying to put them together, this is just an easier method, and this is called my fused petal technique. And I did this a few years ago, and it's just been a great tip. So you layer your deco mesh on top of each other, and you simply cut them, and it will fuse them together. Now, it doesn't fuse this one quite as well as if you use a deco mesh with a poly burlap, but it gets the job done, and it serves a great purpose here. It's like taking your cutting time and making your wreath time. It cuts it in half by doing this, because you're not worrying about having to layer, difficult deco mesh. Now with this one, what's neat about this one is that we're going to cut all the petals at 10 inches. So everything is 10 inches wide by 10 inches long. So again, you just need that perfect square. So I'm going to cut these and set them aside, and then we're going to get started on our wreath. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the frame we're going to use. We are going to use a 10-inch wreath frame. You can get this frame almost anywhere online at the places that I talk about, but you can also get them at Hobby Lobby now. So the center's a little bit bigger, but you're simply going to take your plastic canvas, and again, you can get this online on Amazon in your favorite craft stores where they sell yarn. And you're going to cut the circle the same size as the inner circle of your wreath. So if you want to use a 10-inch wreath, that's what you're going to do. And then you're just going to connect them with these amazing zip ties that I get off of Amazon. I highly recommend them. They're in my storefront, and I will try to link them below because they're simply the best zip ties in my opinion. But that's neither here or there. So we're going to go, and as you can see, we have 5 sections on this 10-inch wreath form, and we are going to work on these crossbar brackets, and we're going to work on this between the first one and the second one. So we're going to form our simple single fold petal. You've seen me do this many times, and this is the hunter green. Can I say how much I love this color because I think it's so pretty? I've been a little bit behind on using the newer colors, and I'm really excited to get to use it. So you're going to just put your zip tie between, really it's on bar 2, but it's in between bar 1 and bar 3, and you're going to put it underneath that cross bracket. Now I'm going to show you later here how you can do the total petal all together. But when you're just wanting to learn how to do this, I want to show it in steps so that you can see what I'm doing here. So basically what we're going to do is we put them on all 5 of these brackets. The next thing is we're going to take our fused petal. We're going to make sure it's the curl side up, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to meet in the middle, and we're going to gather it. And then we are going to now, instead of flipping it over, we are going to go down and a little bit. So when I measured it on the table, it was like 7 inches, but we're going to twist it and pull it up, okay? So that shorter petal behind the longer petal. Do you see what I'm doing here? We want them to be two different lengths. If you want to make them the same length, then do the same length. It's really not a big deal. But what I did was I measured, and you're going to take 7 inches here. They're about 17 inches lengthwise when you have your petal set up like this. And then I kind of looked from on my mat, which is so helpful here. And that's 7 inches, guys. So you're going to twist it and then lay it upwards on the back of that petal. All right. So what are we going to do with it now? We are going to take this petal and we're going to lay it on top of our hunter green. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Julie, these colors are pretty wild when you're first putting them together, but you're going to understand when you see the center and we put it all together, it's just going to make an amazing, beautiful wreath. I kind of feel like it's almost like a galaxy flower, and I love it. So as you can see here, I'm going to show you that purple petal and gold petal is set longer than the green petal. And I'm going to show you here in a few minutes or a minute or so how I did that. But you're going to repeat this process on each of these hunter green petals. So I'm going to show it to you again. We're going to fold it and we're going to gather it, and then we're going to kind of move your right hand down a little bit to where you have 7 inches to the point of your hand. And then you're going to twist it up, and then you're going to lay it on top of the hunter green. So it's really simple, guys. This is really not that hard. And it's going to make a beautiful look. This petal fold is from Michelle Noble of A Noble Touch. And if you are not following her here on YouTube, you need to. She makes the most amazing deco mesh wreaths and happens to be like one of my best friends. So anyways, I will plug her all day long. So make sure you do this on each of the green petals. All right, so this is the point where I wanted to show you about, you're going to have that purple petal a little bit longer than the green petal. So this was a petal combo that I had made before I even started this wreath. Again, this was something I did on Amazon Live. And so if it looks like I'm talking and it doesn't make sense, you'll understand. I'm trying to work harder, or work smarter, not harder. So what we can do now is we can make our little green leaf, and we can take a chip clip, I get them at the Dollar Tree, make our second point of this petal like combination, and then you can put them together. So if you don't want to do this step, you like how I did it before, just do it like that. But I wanted to kind of show you guys that if you didn't want to use 2 zip ties, you don't have to. Now, all of these are going on that second bar in between each of the 5 anchor petals that we did, okay? So know that this particular round, it's going to be 10 of the green petals and then 10 of your combination petals. All right, I'm going to show you this little vacuum, and it cleans your workspace. It is so great. It's amazing. You can get them on Amazon. I will link it down below, but I just wanted to share it with you. It's one of my favorite things right now in crafting, because you know how we make a mess. Especially when you have to deal with glitter. This picks up the glitter. I love it. The link will be down below. So you're just going to keep making your petals just like I showed you until you have it all full. Okay, so we did the first round of petals here, and now I'm going to show you this beautiful, beautiful center. This is made by my friend Kim of Nothing But Bows, and you can order this center from her. You do need to know that each center is individually made, so they will have a different like color, like variation of where the color lands, but she made this. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and I will link it below. So this is what's going to make this wreath for me particularly. So now we're going to do the second layer, and now we're just going to do the green petal single flower. And what we're trying to do is cover up the gaps. And so we are basically wanting to cover up these little zip ties. It's really important that you cover all of your zip ties. And so I'm just going to put my zip tie through the plastic canvas at this point. So we only did 1 bar of the wreath frame for our petals, and then now we're going to slowly work on our plastic canvas. This is why I love plastic canvas. You really have such versatility with it. It's a great product, and I highly recommend it, and it's inexpensive. So I can get a lot of circles out of these, especially the sheets that I get over at Hobby Lobby. So we're going to just do that. So we're going to add like 10 more of these single layer petals. And it's really that easy, guys. We're just going to keep going around the wreath frame until we have all green. And in a moment, I'm going to show you how we're going to add the deco mesh. Okay, so now we're going to put our deco mesh, and you really could do this two ways. You could just stretch out your deco mesh that way. It's going to give you the same look either way. And so I was just kind of showing you two different ways to do this. So basically now we're going to add all of these in the center, and they are going to go really, really close in the center because we're going to put about 10 of these in here, and it's just going to make this wreath, and then we'll be done. It's that easy. So you're going to have to work with the mesh a little bit. Sorry, that was my phone, but I'm doing a voiceover, guys, so you'll have to forgive me. But listen, I think this is super simple to do. I think this would be pretty with any color combination. I know that you could contact Kim and make a special order and say, listen, I need, pink, orange, and teal, and she could make you a center with those colors. She can also make you a center that's more dome-like. So just message her over on her Etsy shop, and she can help you guys make a beautiful wreath. I just feel like it just kind of sets it off. So I love the way this looks. I think this is going to be beautiful. It's simple, it's elegant, and again, you can use this for really several times of the year. This could be a summer wreath. This could be a winter wreath. I just feel like, like I said, for Mardi Gras, I'm not into the Mardi Gras scene, but as I was putting it together, I was like, okay, this could totally be a Mardi Gras wreath. Or if you like peacocks, it could be a peacock wreath. Now here I'm showing you how much fullness that this wreath has. And I really like how this turns out. And it's just beautiful. It's about 23 inches in diameter and about 7 inches deep. So here I just took some glue and some floral pens. I normally would put felt on this. I use Gorilla Glue Sticks, by the way, but I couldn't find my felt. We're still in the midst of getting our studio ready. We still have some really key things that need to happen. So you're just going to put this in the center of your wreath. You're going to find a spot to go down into that wreath form, into that plastic canvas. And so I just have to move a few things around, and I get it. And it's not really centered, but you're going to center it once you put it in. So it's really that easy. I just love the way this turned out. So we're going to flip it over, and we are going to adhere it to the back of the wreath. Now, here's the key, guys. When you flip your wreath over like this, you don't want to smush your leaves down. So I'm literally just kind of holding it up, and I'm not pressing this down on my table. Here's an important tip, okay? You don't want to do that because then you could damage your petals. And even though we use a wood burner, it doesn't always take away the fraying. So we want to be as gentle as we can. With that said, you could put this on your front door. But guys, listen, it's a beautiful wreath. Go give Kim from Nothing But Bows some love. Order some of her Wreath Centers, and she's got a lot to choose from. So here's the finished product, and I am in love. Can you tell why? Does this look like a galaxy wreath to you? Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you made it this far, I would love a gold star in the comments. It always lets me know who watched, and it's just an encouragement. So come back next week, and we will learn about another good craft or wreath or whatever it is. I don't even know what I'm going to make, but have a wonderful new year, and I'm so happy to start 2023 with you, and we are going to make a lot of wonderful things. Bye-bye.